Suspect in a brazen midday assault pleaded guilty today, but won't have to spend any time behind bars. 34-year-old Justin Schneider pleaded guilty to a single felony assault charge. KTVA 11's Daniela Rivera joins us with the outcome of the case stemming from a graphic sexually motivated assault in August of last year. Daniela.
Well, Joe, we do want to warn our viewers tonight that the details of this case, they are graphic, and they might be upsetting to even our adult viewers. When given the opportunity to speak today, Mr. Schneider said nothing about the impact his actions might have had on his victim, but highlighted the positive effect this case has had on his life.
This can never happen again.
The outcome of Justin Schneider's case is, in a word used by Judge Michael Corey, breathtaking. He was charged after a woman told Anchorage police Schneider offered her a ride from the gas station in Minnesota and Spenard to Muldoon, but instead brought her here, a dead end in a residential Turnagain neighborhood, where he choked her unconscious. The victim saying she thought she was going to die, then awoke to find Schneider had masturbated on her. According to court documents, she told police Schneider said he was never going to kill her. He just needed her to think that in order to achieve satisfaction.
We tried to call and call not available. That was the message, though reasonable attempts to make victim contact was made.
Today, his victim is absent from the courtroom, and so is any mention of remorse.
I would just like to emphasize how grateful I am for this process. It has given me a year to really work on myself and become a better person and a better husband and a better father, and I'm very eager to continue that journey.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate those comments.
Schneider struck a deal with the state, a 2-year sentence with 1 suspended, but he'll get credit for the year he spent at home with his wife and children on an ankle monitor. Prosecutor Andrew Granick says he agreed to the deal based on Schneider's enrollment and progress in a treatment program and an expert's assessment that the risk of Schneider reoffending is low.
I hope it doesn't happen. That's the reason why I made the deal that I made, because I have reasonable expectations that it will not happen. But I would like the gentleman to be on notice that that is one pass. It's not really a pass, but given the conduct, one might consider that it is.
Judge Corey accepted the deal, noting his decision was based on a hope of rehabilitation.
Mr. Schneider is going to be a member of our community, and he will not be in jail for the rest of his life, even if had been convicted on all of the counts for which he was charged.
In the end, Schneider's victim could not be found and had no voice in the deal struck by the state. Whether she has ever recovered from the attack is unknown. But for Justin Schneider, his ordeal is over. According to court documents, after the assault, Schneider went to work at his job as an air traffic controller at Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport. In court today, the prosecutor said he has lost that job and cannot work for the federal government again, something he called a life sentence. Joe?
Daniela, why wasn't Schneider required to register as a sex offender?
Well, the prosecutor said that's because he was never actually charged with a sexual offense. Even though the crime seemed sexually motivated, the case didn't meet the legal standards to be considered a sexual assault. The charges he was indicted on were assault, kidnapping, and harassment.
All right, Daniela, thanks. Suspect in a...
Hold on, let me click out of that. Okay. I don't even know where to begin with this one. So, this guy, if there was a white privilege awards to be handed out this year, this guy would be a top contender for it. Did y'all hear everything that was said in that video, in that news clip? And that was a almost 4-minute news piece about how this guy, Justin Schneider, lured a woman into his car, choked her, masturbated on her, and basically sexually assaulted her, and claimed that he only threatened to kill her, and he was able to walk away from all of that. But I think the thing that got me was when the judge said that even if he was convicted of the crimes he was accused of, they would have still found him not guilty. I'm like, what the I can't be shocked. I can't be surprised. I already know what y'all gonna say in the comments. Are we really surprised? No, we are not. But it kills me when white people claim that they have, no privileges in this establishment. And dear white people with the so-called high IQ, Alaska is a part of the U.S. You do know that, right? I mean, it may not be connected to that main part, and it's connected to to Canada, but it is part of the U.S. So is Hawaii, even though that's out in the water. But that's neither here nor there. They claim that they don't have these special privileges, and the only way they can have privileges is if they have money. This guy worked at the damn airport. I don't know how much money he may have working at an airport. I don't know what his family background is like, but whatever. It wasn't like he was a doctor or a lawyer or a judge. Thank God he wasn't any of those things. But, I mean, for him to do all of this as an airport employee, that's bad enough. And I realized he looks like a fake-ass Ron Howard. I just wanted to say that because that's exactly what he looks like. And I'm sure some of y'all were thinking the same thing. But this guy did all of that, and he was able to walk away from it. His victim couldn't bear to be in the courtroom, and I don't even blame her. Like, all of that shit happened to her, and you're going to sit there and say that he's going to be able to walk away from all of that? No one would want to be in the room for that. But this shows you right here that white people can get away with just about anything. If they can't get away with murder of their own, they'll get away with rape and sexual assault of their own, as we have seen being proven time and time again. And if they do get jail time, it's very minuscule. Like they said, the most they were going to get him on was 2 years. And he would only, in 1 year was considered to be served already, so he would technically only be serving 1 year actually behind bars. Had that been a black man, under the jail. And rightfully so. I'm not saying that if it was a black man, he should have been able to get away with it like he did. But we know we would have had the book thrown at us. Not the book, but the whole goddamn bookshelf. Well, you know what? Not even the bookshelf, the library. But that just shows you the privilege that a white male can have in this establishment. And by the way, and I know, I gotta ask, where the hell is Me Too and Time's Up? This is a perfect person to go after. But no, I see their agenda. They only want to go after famous people. They don't go after these low-level people. But here's a story that made the news. Where's Me Too in the Time's Up division of Alaska? I mean, since they have so many posts, where's the one in Alaska to go after this guy? Because if this isn't sexual assault and harassment, I don't know what is. You would think that the luring to the car, choking and masturbating on her and threatening to kill her would be right up their alley. But no, they're too busy infighting with each other with that Asia Argento and Rose McGowan shit to even care. But I'm not even, like I said, I'm not even worried about them. I only mention them in cases like these to be sarcastic because I know they ain't gonna say nothing. But this guy is the definition of a perv and a harasser, and amongst other things. And did you hear what they said? He said, and this is the real funny part, he said that he lost his job and he felt like that was a life sentence. Losing your job? You're lucky you're not serving a life sentence behind bars for the crimes you committed. That's a true life sentence. Wow, you lost your job and you can't work in the government again. Good. I mean, if we're going to get some kind of punishment out of it, take away his livelihood, take away his finances. But he should have his freedom taken away from him too for this. At least you, Justin Snyder, get to walk around and, they're probably going to blow this all over to the point where no one's going to really know who the hell you are. You could probably go overseas and no one will know. If it wasn't for people sending me these stories, I wouldn't know who the hell you were. The only people that's going to remember you is your family, your co-workers, and that woman that you did this to. And that judge, well, shit, they see people recycling in and out of there every day. They probably won't remember you either. They probably don't want to remember you. But black men can end up in jail for just being accused of sexually assaulting or raping someone. This guy actually did it, and he pleaded guilty. So what I'm gathering now is that white men can plead guilty and all they'll do is turn right back around, give them a plea deal, and then they'll just walk. So if they plead guilty, they'll walk. If they plead not guilty, they'll walk. So now I see what it is. A black person can plead guilty and or not guilty and still be found guilty and still have the book thrown at them. I'm telling you, this so-called justice system was designed and benefited for their white ass and their white ass only. I don't give a damn what anybody says. If you can get away with doing something like this, you can get away with doing anything. After all, these white cops have been getting away with murder for how long now? And he's a regular citizen. He's not a cop. He doesn't hold a badge. He didn't hold a gun. He worked at an airport. And he got away with this. And it was most likely against another white woman, because I highly doubt, I don't know what the demographics in Alaska is, but I doubt that the black population up there is that high. If it's high, if there is even a number for them at all, it's definitely below 5%. I will say that. But yeah, it's another day and another perv that we have to discuss with disgust. Y'all let me know what you think about this story down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links to the story and my contact will be in the description, and the links to the shirts will be down below. I'll talk to you in the next one.